everyone, it's Becky from Book Obsessed Becky. I am coming at you with a thrifted book haul. And all of these books, with the exception of one, I have thrifted. One of them has been given to me, and that's the one I'll start out with first. I had gotten it from my mother-in-law, and she just could not get into it. She said that it seemed like there was magic in it, and she really wanted to get into it, but she just couldn't. And it is called Wicked Dreams. This is what it looks like. And apparently it's book 5 in a series. And I've never even heard of this series. It's called the Wicked series. I don't know anything about it. So I'll give you a quick little blurb of what this book is about. And hopefully I'm not spoiling any of the other books leading up to it. It says, a chilling thriller set on an isolated island off the Oregon coast. A group of women with extraordinary gifts will need to face evil before it returns to burn their place to the ground. So, I mean, it sounds good, but I don't know anything about it. I don't know if I need to read the other 4 in the series before this one. If you've read this series, please let me know, because I'm interested in starting it, but I don't want to be completely lost in it. And maybe that's why my mother-in-law couldn't get into it, because she probably hadn't read the other books in the series. So yeah, that's the first one. All right, the rest of these I have thrifted. And I think the most expensive book was like maybe $4. Everything else was around like $2.99-ish. Okay, so this author is a popular one among romance readers, and it's Hazelwood, and the book is Love on the Brain. I've read a couple of her books in the past. I know one of them was called The Love Hypothesis, which I really enjoyed. There was another one, but I can't remember the name of it at the moment. But what I've noticed with her books is that all the stories seem to take place in the science field. The girl always is like super brainy, kind of nerdy, and she always falls for the enemy in the department or at a workplace or whatever. So I suspect that this will be much of the same. A quick little blurb says that Love on the Brain is a romance where Dr. Bree, I have no idea how to pronounce her last name, so I'm not even going to try, who's a neuroscientist, embarks on a career-high assignment of co-leading a project at NASA with her grad school nemesis, Levi. So I suspect that's who these two are on the front cover. I suspect it's going to be like an enemies to lover type situation with a happily ever after kind of a deal. Complete fluff, but I'm sure I'll like it. The next one I have here is called The Gentleman's Gambit, and this is book 4 in this series, a League of Extraordinary Women series. I've read a couple in the series and I liked it, so I saw this for like $2 at the thrift store, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna pick it up. Okay, so I'm not sure how to pronounce the girl's name, so I went on to YouTube and it gave a couple of different pronunciations. So it says deeply introverted Katrina, or it could be Catriona. I'm not sure. Campbell wants the right to vote and a professorship at Oxford. She dreams of romance too, but since all of her attempts at love have ended badly, she now keeps her desires firmly locked inside her head until she climbs out of a Scottish walk after a good swim and finds herself face to face with a stranger who turns out to be her father's attractive new colleague. And his name is Elias. So sure, it's historical romances, at least that's what this series is. And like I said, I've enjoyed the other books that I've read in the series, which I think I've read like 1, maybe 2. So I'm hoping I'll like this when I get to it. All right, this book, I'm pretty sure I saw this on Lydia's channel, or it was her Instagram. And it's called The Hat Makers. And this cover is freaking amazing. And there's the back. I love it. Okay, so a quick little blurb about it is, in Cordelia's world, making craft items such as hats, cloaks, watches, boots, and gloves from magical ingredients is a rare and ancient skill, and only a few maker families remain. Her dad is lost at sea while trying to gather hat ingredients. She's determined to find him, even if she has to do it alone. However, something else is going on. Someone seems to be using maker magic to start a war, and it's up to Cordelia to get to the bottom of it. So I think Lydia really enjoyed it, if it's her that I found this book from. I think it is. I think it's Lydia. I'll put her down below. But yeah, this cover is beautiful. I'm excited. I think it's a kid's book. I can't remember the age, but I like kids stories and magical kind of stuff, so I'm stoked. Okay, another one, which is, I think it's a YA fantasy, is called Beasts of Prey. I'd never heard of this book, but I thought the cover was beautiful, so I picked it up. It says, rich and powerful. As the second son of a decorated hero, Econ is all but destined to become a son of the six, an elite warrior, and uphold a family legacy. On the night of his final rite of passage, a fire upends his plans. The start of a sweeping fantasy series with epic adventures where monsters hide in plain sight, and two teens have to decide if they'll fight for their dreams or for each other. So I thought, you know what, that sounds pretty good, and I left the sticker on it. It was only $3.99. So, I mean, I'm really not out anything, and the thrift store that I bought these from is like a consignment shop, so if I take stuff in, I get credit for it as it sells, and I usually save all of my like credits and use it on books. So technically, if you throw girl math in there, I didn't pay for this. I get it with my credits, so it was free. So yeah. Okay, another one, another kids book, and it's a historical kids book. It's called Echo. I don't know if this is like the original cover or if there was supposed to be a sleeve on it, but the back of the book looks just like the front. That's the spine, and I think it looks beautiful. It like the cover feels nice. She's a chunky one, but that's okay. It says, this impassioned, uplifting story follows three children in three times and places whose lives mysteriously intersect. The story involves a curse, a witch, the rise of Nazi Germany, the Great Depression, World War II, and some kind of a harmonica that one of the characters is carrying spirits in, like out of the woods. So I was like, you know what? I'm kind of sold on that. It kind of sounds fantastic. And again, I've never heard of this. And even when I was working in a school teaching, I hadn't heard of this book. And I was one of the reading teachers. So yeah, just kind of slipped by me, I guess. I mean, it's in good shape too. So again, girl math, didn't cost me anything, even though it was marked $4.99. So yeah, score. All right, and the last book in the pile totally had me at the cover, and I just saw it on Lydia's Instagram, and I heard Amy Marie talking about it a while ago, and I'll include her channel down below, but it's Everyone in My Family Has Killed Someone. So that's what the cover looks like. In the back of it, it says, well, Karen Slaughter says absolutely not to be missed. And the little blurb on the back says, everyone in my family has killed someone. Some of us, the high achievers, have killed more than once. I'm not trying to be dramatic, but it's the truth. Some of us are good, others are bad, and some just unfortunate. Have I killed someone? Yes, I have. Who was it? Let's get started. I don't really need to know any more than that about it. I think it sounds kind of fantastic. I mean, yeah, everyone in my family's killed somebody. I think it sounds great. Has anybody read this book? I'm excited to get to it at some point, and I'm hoping at some point sooner rather than later. But that's all the books I have for you in this haul. There was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 books, and one of them was just given to me. So I would say it was a score all around. But yeah, what has everybody been reading? Anything good? Have you heard of any of these books? Have you read any of these books? Please let me know. And if you know anything about the Wicked series, books are falling over here, then please let me know if they need to be read in order. Like if I need to read the first 4 books before I pick up this 5th one, because I am interested in it. Very much so. but I don't want to be lost or have things spoiled from like the previous books. So if you know anything about it, please let me know. And I hope everybody's doing good, and I will speak to you all very soon.